Hello, everyone. I hope that everyone is having or has had a wonderful day. I did a video about deciphering where the origin of the issues in your relationship, and I'm actually excited to do this video because I just wanted to come back and share with you some of my experiences because I'm hoping that it might help you to better understand what's going on. I went through um, how you would be able to know if, excuse me, some of the issues in your relationship had to do with just regular things that occur from day to day, or if it's supernaturally motivated. And I just wanted to point out certain things that would cause you to know that the things that are going on within your relationship are supernaturally motivated. I have encountered so many things, and I really pray that something that I have encountered would be able to help you in your life, because that makes it worth it all, because we're all here to help each other. So without further ado, I will jump right into this video. I wrote down some notes, so I will get right into it. So basically, if you are in a relationship with someone who has a spirit wife or a spirit husband, um, or someone who, so if it's a man, the man will have a spirit wife. If it's a woman, she'll have a spirit husband. Or if there's just witchcraft in the family, and or it's just anything in the bloodline that's holding the family down or holding the person down or affecting your relationship, or something that's perpetuating a certain cycle in relationships, there are things that will cause you to know there are certain symptoms. So I just wanted to outline some certain things to you, and along the way I'll give you examples telling you of my experiences. So you would definitely have dreams. Dreams are a big part of communication for the spiritual realm. Um, I'll give you, like I said, a little bit of my background. I was married to someone that I obviously had no business being married to, because we did not believe the same thing. And he was, I found out later on that he was into a whole lot of things that I didn't know about, with regard to like spiritual things and witchcraft. And I would have dreams, but I would just I don't want to say I ignored them, but I would pray about them sometimes, and I really didn't know what they meant. So, I would get a dream. I would talk to God about it, but I never really, I was distracted by so many things that were going on in the relationship, that I never thought of. Taking the dream and then looking at my relationship. So, for example, um, I did have a dream where I was like in a bedroom, and I know that parts of the house usually will describe parts of your life. And I was in the bedroom by myself, and I could tell, for some reason, I could tell that the bed represented our marriage. So it was a queen. We had a queen size bed. So I think in the dream, the bed was a queen size bed, and it was in a dark room though. And I remember there being like really muddy. The blanket that was on top of it was like a blanket of mud. It was disgusting. It was gook. It was everything. It was gross, and I didn't want to be in it. I didn't want to be in it. And at that time, there was a lot of stuff going on in the marriage that made me not want to be in it. So it was disgusting. It was murky. And I remember being like, I was in the bed myself, and I remember being like under the covers, like right in the middle of it. And I was like, I don't want to touch this. And then I remember seeing little people dressed in, they may have been in blue and white, I can't remember, but they were little people outside of the bedroom, all marching around, like gathered around, moving around outside of the bedroom. And so at one point, I remember praying, and after I prayed, all of the murkiness that was there, all of that murkiness cleared up. And so I was like, oh, okay. The sheets became white, clean, everything. But for some reason in the dream, I could tell that this was not a time for me to just take my ease, that there was still stuff going on, even though it was seemingly okay. Even though it had the look and feel of everything being okay, everything was not okay. And for some reason, this is what I can tell in dream. Even though I had prayed, and the covers, like I said, it was a white sheet. Everything was clean now. But then at the end of the bed, down next to the foot of the bed, I could see these little people that had been marching out around the bedroom. They were under the sheets, and they did not come out, but I could see their silhouette. I could see the shape of them, not the silhouette, I'm sorry. I can see the shape of them through the sheet, and they were moving around under the sheet. So I believe in that dream, it was telling me, what was going on in that relationship, where the origin was. And although I had prayed about it and things were looking calm now, there was still stuff going on that that I could not see. I'll give you an example of another dream where I remember we had been having issues where it just seemed like we could never get along, to the point where we were sleeping in separate bedrooms because it was just that bad. And I remember in the dream, I saw, oh my goodness, don't do this. In the dream, I remember that I saw a hand. It was a big hand, and the hand was pushing me out of the bed. And it was pushing me. So it was in the dream, it was he and I were in the bed, and the hand came, and it was a huge hand pushing me over to the side, trying to roll me out of the bed. So in that, God was showing me what was going on in the relationship, that there were other things at play besides what I could see with my natural eyes. So you'll definitely know, you may know via dreams. Everyone's different. Everyone's experience is different. But I believe that dreams are definitely one of the ways that you will know what's going on. So you may also notice unexplainable mood swings and misunderstandings. They'll just be crazy, be unexplainable. I want to say an example I can give you is, so we would be talking, and we would be having a regular conversation. We could be talking about our day, or we could be talking about something on TV, or just anything. Nothing. It wasn't a political view. It wasn't political. It wasn't religious. It was nothing that you would think, there was no argument that had been had. So there was nothing to really trigger a misunderstanding. And then always in the middle of it, just like out of nowhere, the attitude would change, and it would be combative. There was, like I said, there was no trigger. It was just in the middle of the conversation, his mood would change out of nowhere. And he does not have mental illness. I know that can be an issue. He does not have mental illness. The mental illness does not run in his family. I know a lot of his family members, although, may have been hidden somewhere down in the line, but he was always okay. Just sometimes we would be having conversations, and then just he would flip and then just start saying mean things out of nowhere. And I remember one time I recognized what it was, and I said to him, I was like, this is a demon. And I was like, demon, you shut up, because I'm not speaking with the demon. And it happened, actually, it happened a few times where I said that, and I noticed that every time I said that, he shut up. It's that the conversation was ended. He was just like in shock, and he's not the type of person to be speechless. That's how I understood that there was a spirit behind that, because spirits will respond when you speak. They will respond to what you're saying. Um, Also, I remember there was in our relationship present, there was like a spirit of Babel, where because a lot of times these spirits, they play with your decision making faculties. They play with what you hear, how you hear it, the way you perceive things. And I remember one time he wanted, before my youngest daughter was born, he wanted to go to Africa. And I told him, she probably would come early. And I knew that she would come early, actually. And, and I told him, and I was like, he waited until it was almost time for her delivery to say that he wanted to leave for about 2 months, which was not normal for him. So I asked him, I was like, well, could you at least stay until, she's born, and then go, and then you could stay as long, go enjoy yourself or whatever. So then he's arguing with me. You just don't want me to do anything. You're just trying to control what I do. You can't control me. You can't. And then I said to him, I said, how am I trying to control you? We have a child that's coming, and she's probably, because our first daughter, she had come early as well. And I told him, I said, she'll probably come early. If you leave for 2 months, that means that I'm left here with a small baby, a small child, with no one to keep her. And if I go into labor, it's going to be an issue. I was trying to explain that to him. He just kept screaming, you can't control me. You can't control me. You don't want to control you. You can't tell me what to do. You just want to control everything I do. So then I was like, and at that point, because I'm vulnerable, hormonal, and just like at that point, I'm like probably like 7 months pregnant, I was vulnerable. And I got on my knees, and I actually clasped my hands like this. I got on my knees, and I said to him, I was crying, and I said, please stay. Please stay. Please do not leave, because I don't want to be, if the baby comes early, then I'm left here alone. And, it's hard to maneuver with the small child and then one on the way. Can you please stay? I told him, I said, you can go after she comes, stay 6 months, stay a year. I'm not trying to stop you from going. Now I'm 7 months pregnant, on my knees, crying and begging him. And he's still telling me, you can't rule me. You think you're going to tell me what to do? You don't rule me. You don't own me. And I want to understand, how could you think I'm trying to rule your life when I'm crying on my knees with my hands begging you to stay? How do you see that? So and at that point, I was too vulnerable to even pray about it. I was too vulnerable to understand what was going on. But when I look back, I see that was a spirit in action. So it's just crazy stuff will go on. You'll say stuff, and what you're saying, that person is not hearing. They're perceiving it the way the spirit is feeding it to them, or whatever has already been placed in their head as a mindset. Because a lot of the times the battleground is in the mind, and that's what the spirit uses. It sets up camp in the person's mind to make them believe and see things a certain way. I remember there was a while where we went through a pattern where we would fight every 2 to 3 days like clockwork. We would fight. That's not natural. That's not natural. And I didn't realize we were just fighting a lot. And I couldn't, I thought, I was like, well, I shouldn't have married him. We were just not compatible. But the thing about it is, it was a pattern. And then I stepped back for a while, and then I noticed the pattern. The pattern was every 2 to 3 days. It would not go past 3 days. And once I noticed the pattern, I tried to stop it. And I remember it was like the time, I can't remember if it was the second day or the third day, but it was around the time that we should have had a fight. And so I heard in my ear, it's time for you guys to have, it's time for you to fight now. And I was like, oh no, it's not. So I tried all I could to avoid the fight. And what did he do? He persisted and persisted. We had a conversation that was leading that way, and I said no because I understood what it was, and I tried to walk away. He pulled me back to persist in the conversation, and it was something stupid about child tax credits that led to something like that. So when you're dealing with someone who has something in their life that is not natural, you'll deal, these are some of the things that might go on. Depending upon how spiritually sensitive you are, you may see things. You may see things that you won't see with the normal eye. I want to go back to what I was saying before. So all of this stuff was going on, all of the fighting. And I remember one time we had fought so much to the point where he had stayed out the night. And that was over something just ridiculously idiotic too, you know? And one might think that, oh, you know, the person is picking fights because they just want to stay out because maybe they have someone on the side. But that wasn't even, you know, the issue. It was just he would pick fight. It was like stuff was going on and he would be in the house. He wasn't going out. He wasn't. But this particular time, he did stay outside of the home. And I was praying to God. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I said to God, God, we're fighting a lot. What is going on? Like, God, can you please tell me what is going on? Show me what it is. I don't even think I was on my knees more than 10 minutes. And God led me into a room in my house. And I don't know why I never noticed this before. I went into the closet and there was all of this paraphernalia. I mean, charts. There were charts. There were, I remember there were these little red balls with bird's feathers sticking out of them. There was some type of powder there. It was all type of paraphernalia that he would use in whatever he was doing. Because when he first told me that he was going to start getting into this stuff and interpreting dreams, I told him, I said, don't do that because I can't, this is, it's an abomination to God, and I can't stay with you if this is going to be the case, if you're going to do this, you know. And I advised him against it, and he never really said anything about it to me. But ever since, you know, God showed me what was going on. You know, I asked God to show me. So he took me to the closet, which I don't know why I never saw it. And he showed me what was going on. And so like I took all of this stuff and I threw it away because I didn't want it in my house, which caused another issue. But that's for another video. Like I was saying, depending upon how spiritually sensitive you are, you may see things. I remember at one point I would see things when he wasn't there. So when we were sleeping in the same bed, when he wasn't home, I would see stuff sitting on my bed, and it was in the shape of him, but he wasn't home. So I was like, who is this person sitting on my bed? Because he was, and the room would be completely dark, but I could see the shadow just sitting there the same way that he would sit. And it did not stop. I did not stop seeing that things. I saw it a few times, and the last time I saw it was when we split up rooms. So when we actually just, you know, it gotten so bad to, you know, we were just dwelling in the same place, but it was even fighting going on like at night before sleep. It was really bad. So we were just like in separate rooms. So that's when I stopped seeing the things that were sitting on the bed. I also noticed that every time we would be at peace, there would be an unction to fight. And we were only, and so that's when we were in the same room. Every time we would be at peace, and we're like, we're going to make this work or whatever. It would be like the unction to fight whenever we tried to be at peace. The only time we were really at peace is when we were in different rooms and we weren't really interacting too much with each other. Then there was a calm in the house. And I found out from him that his mother actually, I can't remember if it was his mother that gave him to a spirit so that the spirit could protect him. I think it was his mother or his uncle. And he actually told me that these were the spirits that he wanted to give to my daughters when they got older, which I said absolutely not. So that whole thing, and like I will do another video, but to get deeper into that, because there was so many things that happened, and I understand so much now about the things that go on that we just don't see with our natural eyes, that I definitely want to share it with you. So I'm hoping that it helps you. But like I said, we were only able to be at peace when we were not together being unified. So as long as we were apart, we were not like necessarily fighting all the time, but something would happen if we would try to get together, spend time, do anything, like a fight would ensue. And but when we were just being cordial as friends, as not staying in the same room, it all started when we were sleeping in the same bed. When we separated beds, that's when everything kind of calmed down. And then I thought about that dream where that hand was trying to push me out of the bed. And is one more thing. Also, one thing that I noticed is that the spirits that these things, these people they work with, they know information, and they will bring information back to these people, depending upon how spiritually sensitive the person is, depending upon how much the person knows about the spirit they're attached to, or depending upon, how intelligent the person is or understands everything that they're involved with. There was one time that I was in another room, and I was praying to God, and I was not praying it was a whisper. And I remember he was in another room, and he was actually falling asleep. It's always so easy to fall asleep. So he was actually falling asleep, and I was in the bathroom, and I was talking to God, and I was talking really quiet. I don't even know if I whispered it or lipped it or whatever, but there's no way he could have heard it. And when I went into the room with him, he said to me what I said to God. And the way he said it to me was in a taunting manner, as if God is not going to answer what I said. And I was like, wow, this spirit is wicked. So it took my prayer, then took it to him, and caused him to taunt me with it. And this happened a few times where I talked to God about something, and then he actually came back to me after I talked to God and said, do you think God is going to answer your prayer? You think he's going to listen to you? And he didn't even hear me talking. Sometimes he wasn't even home, or sometimes I had talked to God outside of the house, so there's no way he could have heard me talking. So I definitely will make another video, because there's so many more things that I could share with you that I hope would be of some help to you. But like I said, these are the things that you may notice, or these are signs that would help you to understand what you're dealing with, and will help you to know if you're in a relationship with someone, who has something attached to their life that's not natural. As always, I hope that you stay blessed, stay well. Until we meet again, have a great day.